Hello everyone, I'm KamalMotwani and welcome to my YouTube channel KamalMotwani's. Today I will solve another IELTS writing task 2 for you guys. But in this video we will learn what is the difference between an IELTS writing task 2 of band 6 and an IELTS writing task 2 of band 9. This is an IELTS writing task 2 which is written by a candidate and band 6 has been assigned to him. First of all, we will review this IELTS writing task 2 of band 6. Then I will show you how I have written this same IELTS writing task 2 and that is of band 9. So first discuss this IELTS writing task 2 of band 6 and then we will discuss this same IELTS writing task 2 with respect to band 9. Okay, let's move on. So here the statement given by the examiner is some people believe that children should be required to assist with household chores as soon as they are able to do so. Others believe that they should be allowed to focus on their studies, discuss both the views, and give your opinion. Now, here there are two contradictory views. Some believe that children should help in household chores, and others believe that they should study. So we have to discuss both the opinions, and then I have to narrate my opinion as well. The pattern of these IELTS writing tasks too have already been discussed in my previous videos time and again. You can also go through those videos as well. Okay, so let's first discuss this IELTS writing task 2. You see the main portions of an IELTS writing task 2 are introduction, body and conclusion. I have already discussed how to write introduction in the previous videos. So in introduction, first of all, we write the journal statement and then paraphrasing of the statement that has been given by the examiner and then milestone. So this is how introduction is written. If you are not clarified about how to write an introduction, then you should go through my previous videos uploaded on my YouTube channel. There I have discussed clearly and in a crisp manner as how to write an introduction. Then we have to write body, as here the statement is given that discuss both the opinions and justify your opinion. So in body there will be two paragraphs. We will write first stance, the paragraph on first stance, which is children should do household chores, and then the second stance, the second paragraph in the body will be children should focus on studies. Now here we have option. We can add the third paragraph in the body on my opinion, or what you can do, you can use your opinion in the conclusion or in the concluding paragraph. Now it totally depends on you whether you want to write your opinion as a third paragraph in the body, or you want to write your opinion in the concluding part. So these are the main this is the overall format in which IELTS writing task 2 is written when you are asked discuss both opinions and justify your opinion. This pattern has also been discussed in my previous videos time and again. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's first discuss what are the parameters. Based on those parameters, band 6 has been assigned to this writing task. On those parameters, I had made a video and you can search that video on my YouTube channel, or I will put the link of that video in the description of this video as well. So let's first discuss what are those parameters. So here are those parameters. You can see the title, how do examiners assess IELTS writing task 2 and assign you the various bands. So basically based on these parameters, band 6 has been assigned to this candidate. Okay, so these are the essentials of IELTS writing task 2. Let's discuss them. The first one is task achievement, where the examiner judges your clear stance, whether your stance is clear or not. and the relevant examples that you have to quote in the paragraphs or in between the paragraphs related to your topic and related to your instance. That is why it is called task achievements. And then this is the a very important element of essentials of IELTS writing task 2, which is coherence and cohesion. So basically, this element or this part is all about the organization of ideas, paragraphs, structure, linking words, and overall cohesion. When you do not use the linking words, then uh, how can the examiner judge you are shifting from one paragraph to another other paragraph, or when you are going to write the what when you are going to write the contradictory paragraph with respect to the previous paragraph. So in those situations, your linking words, your cohesion, the paragraph structure is very much necessary. So this is the very important part of your IELTS writing task 2. The third most important element is lexical resources. I personally focus on this element a lot because this brings a refreshing essence to a writing task, and it hints the examiner that the candidate is well versed about the jargons or the vocabulary. It means you must have the vocabulary bank to use various synonyms in the writing task too. Okay, so lexical resource is all about your range and accuracy of vocabulary related to the topic. In other words, it is also called the jargons, or we can also call it the vocabulary bank. Okay, the last but not the least, without this element we cannot write our IELTS writing task 2, which is grammatical range and accuracy. This is all about grammar accuracy and variety of the sentence structure. Means you have sometimes you have to use simple, sometimes complex, and then compound. You have to use these kinds of various kinds of sentences. So basically these are the four elements: task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy, on which, based on these elements, the IELTS examiner assigns you the band. Now you can see that as examiner has assigned this candidate band 6, means these all four elements are missing in this IELTS writing task 2, or maybe not all of them, but somewhere these all somewhere or somewhat of them are missing in this IELTS writing task 2. That is why this candidate has been assigned band 6. So let's assess this writing task 2, and let me tell you what are the mistakes that this candidate has done. Then I will write this same IELTS writing task 2 of band 9. So let's move ahead. So here is the introduction. Let's read it out. Some people thinks that, now you can notice that these things. Now this is the grammar error here. This is the, or you can tell this is a tense error here. Some people, it is the plural subject. So plural subject always takes simple form of subject or first form of subject without s. So there would be thing. See, this is the grammatical error here. So some people think that in present simple tense or present indefinite tense, think that kids. Now, kids an informal word. So the most appropriate word is children. But if he has used kids, it's okay, but it is more of informal. Should help in household chores as soon as, I hope this is clear to you all, as soon as they are able to do. Others say, now see here again. Here again, this is the error. Okay. So see, says this is wrong because this is the plural subject. So others say, others says is wrong. In present indefinite tense, the same errors he has repeated. The candidate of this IELTS writing task 2 has repeated. Some people think which is wrong. Some people think. Others say, not says. Because in present simple tense or present indefinite tense, always the plural subject will take a simple first form of verb which is say without s. Okay, that they should concentrate on their studies. In my opinion, it is good to allow children to help with household chores because it teaches them. Now it is right here. It teaches. You see, it is a singular subject, so teaches is right here. It teaches them responsibility, but studies should be a priority. Now, see, this introduction lacks the lexical resource. He has used very simple words like think, other, say, or it teaches them responsibility, but instead, so actually, this candidate has used very simple vocabulary, so he has not used a wide range of vocabulary. Now let's move on. Let's see how he has written the body paragraph. So from here, there is a body paragraph. Okay, now this is a good sign that he has used this connector on one side, means he is going to use the first side of the statement, which is a student should be allowed to do household chores, so he is going to discuss this. Okay, that's a good thing that he has used this connector. So let's read ahead. On one side, some believe children should help in the house. They say that. Now see, now here, do notice that this is the vague here. They say that. Some believe children should help in house. They say that doing household chores helps kids to become more responsible. Now see, we can say it is right here, but it is somewhat vague here because in the true grammatical essence, when you have already narrated the same forms of we can say the nouns or the pronouns or the subject in the previous sentence, like some or believe children, so they can represent some and children both at the same time. So you should write here these very people, it will represent these some, or these kind of people, it will represent some. They can be right here, but it is somewhat vague here. Okay, they say that doing household chores helps kids to become more responsible. Also, when they help in the house, they learn useful. You see, we have again and again used the same pronoun, so this is very much hodgepodge or confusion of some and children. Some is the people who support his stance and children is the generalized, we are talking about children. So you should be very clear about how you are using the pronouns instead of the nouns. Okay, so this guy must use would have used here when these children or the children, such words. So they is very vague here. Also, when they help in the house, they learn useful skills for the future. For example, it is the good thing that he has used an example here. For example, if a child helps with cooking, he or she can learn how to make food when they grow up. Now, see, here is major grammar here. You are talking about a single child in journal. If a child helps with cooking, he or she can learn how to make good food when they grow up. Now, see, you are talking about a single child here in journal, but then you are making it plural. So, this is wrong here. Either you use here if children help, or you can use if a child helps, then you have to use he or she can learn how to make good food when he or she grow up. He or she grows up. Because you are talking about a single child in general. So when he or she grows up. This skill would be useful in adult life. Now here the possessive pronoun is missing, like in his or her adult life, something like that. Okay, so let's move on the second paragraph of the body. In total, the third paragraph, but second paragraph of the body. Okay, now we are moving towards the contradictory view, in which the statement was about the children should be allowed to focus on studies, not on the household chores. Okay, on the other side, okay, so this connector is very much necessary because we are going to write the contradictory view in accordance with this paragraph. So this connector is very much necessary. This candidate has done a good job in this way by using this connector. Okay, on the other side, others believe that children should focus on their studies. They think that kids, I told you kids is an informal word, so we use children or such other vocabulary rather than kids. They think that kids have many subjects to learn, and spending time on household chores might affect their education. Furthermore, education is more important for the child's future. If a child has good grades, they are able to get into a good university and have a successful career. Now, the major thing that this paragraph is lacking is your example. Where is the example to justify your stance? So there is a major lacking that this paragraph has. There is no logical example to support the stance. Okay, let's move on the fourth last paragraph of this IELTS writing task 2, which is conclusion. Now this connector is very much necessary in conclusion because it hints the examiner that this is the last paragraph of the IELTS writing task 2 and the candidate has written conclusion onwards. Okay, this is good. So in conclusion, I think, because I told you the format of the essay, either you write your conclusion in the body is the third paragraph after second instance, or you can write your opinion in the conclusion. It is totally optional and it depends on you, but you must write your opinion because the examiner has demanded your opinion as well. Okay, so let's see what I have written, what this candidate has written in the conclusion. In conclusion, I think children should help with household chores, but their studies must be a priority. Fine. He has remained neutral, means both things are necessary. No problem. Stance is even fine. Okay. Helping in the house can teach them responsibility, but education is more important for their future. See, now this is a good thing that he has justified here that both things should go in hand, but studies should be priority. Okay, then he has also justified that education is more important in the future. So this is fine here, but this would have been very much fine when if he would have used this different lexical resources. He has again used thing, and moreover conclusion is not that much crisp. Conclusion should be more crisp and more with the variety of words, and it should depict your clear essay with except apart from your stance. Your stance should be there, and the reflection of whole the essay should be there. So conclusion is not up to the mark. Okay, now you can see this whole the writing task, and you can decide yourself why examiner has given this candidate a band 6. He has major issues with all these four criteria which were discussed. Task achievement is a bit fine because he has a clear stance, and coherence and cohesion is right, but this is not up to the mark because he has not used connectors like moreover, furthermore, besides, apart from this. So he has also lagged behind this this element. He's and so this element is not present in his right IELTS writing task 2. And then lexical resource, he has got, I think he has got 0 out of the whole the bands 9 with respect to this element, because he has no range of vocabulary. He has not used any vocabulary in this IELTS writing task 2. And then you guys yourself have seen how much grammatical errors he have done. So based on these four elements, the examiner has given him band 6 out of band 9. Now we will move on to the version of this IELTS writing task 2, that is of band 9, which I personally have written for you guys, is to make a comparison between an IELTS writing task 2 of band 6 and band 9. So let's move on. So here is the same IELTS writing task 2 of band 9, which I have written for you guys in order to make a comparison between the same task of band 6 and of band 9. So let's read it. This is the same statement. Some people believe that children should be required to assist with household chores as soon as they are able to do so. Others believe that they should be allowed to focus on their studies, discuss both the views, and give your opinion. Now, let's see how I have written the introduction of this IELTS writing task 2. Let's read it. There are differing views on whether children should be involved in household chores or allowed to focus solely on their studies. While some argue that assisting with chores is beneficial for developing responsibility, others believe that academic pursuits should take precedence. Now, see how I have used a variety of complex sentences. This is a complex sentence. And see how I have used the lexical resources, different words, different vocabulary in order to beautify my paragraph and the sentence structure. Now, here comes my stance. In my view, while household tasks, now see, in place of household chores, I have written household tasks can instill a sense of responsibility. Education should remain the primary focus. Now I have said both are necessary. They should do some household work or tasks, and they should do they should do their studies as well. But education is the priority. Now see how beautifully I have written this introduction by using all different synonyms, how I have used the grammatical accuracy, then all these four elements which were given which all these all are the four elements which are described by the IELTS examiners on various platforms to be to make to recall or to remember them while writing an IELTS writing task too. So keeping them in my mind, see how I have written my introduction. Now you can compare these both the introduction. See now here is a clear comparison. This is the IELTS writing task 2 of band 9. This whole the introduction, this whole the introduction is of band 9, and this whole the introduction is of band 6. See how many errors this introduction has, and how less of the grammatical accuracy this has. And this introduction is devoid of the lexical resources, the vocabulary bank, and how beautifully this is written by me. See, everything is just perfect in this introduction. So you are advised to write this the introduction in this manner, and keeping all those four elements in mind. So you need to have a good grip on the grammatical accuracy. You need to have the vocabulary bank. You can see how beautifully I have used the words like precedence, pursuits, then developing, then there is primary focus, a sense of responsibility, solely. So these may seem the minute words, but they impact a lot on the examiner. So let's move on. Let's see how I have written the body of my IELTS writing task 2, that is of a band 9. Let's move ahead. So this is the body paragraph of IELTS writing task 2 of band 9 written by me. So let's read it. On the one hand, okay, so this is the body paragraph of stance 1, which suggests that children are required, or children should do some household chores when they are able to do so. Let's see how I have written, or how beautifully I have written. You can notice the grammar, the range of words, and the linking words, everything, the examples which are quoted, you will find it just perfect. Let's read it. On the one hand, proponents, mean supporters of children participating in household chores, argue that, debate that, what do they debate? Such tasks are essential in teaching responsibility and practical life skills. So my whole argument is based on two pillars. Children should do household chores because they teach responsibility and practical life skills to the children. Okay, engaging in chores such as cooking or cleaning not only prepares children for future independence but also fosters a sense of contribution to family unit. For instance, now I have narrated an example. A child who regularly assists in meal preparation may develop culinary skills. Culinary means related to cooking that will serve them well in adulthood. These skills learned at a young age. You can also note how beautifully I have used the commas with the accuracy of grammar. See in between. These skills learned. Now see, this is a grammatical rule. One day I will conduct a lecture on grammar, then I will tell you all the rules about punctuation. So this video is pending. I will record a video soon on the punctuations. Okay, these skills learned at a young age can be invaluable as they grow older. Now you can notice how I have used how particularly I have used my arguments on two pillars, that responsibility and practical life skills. Then how beautifully I have justified why children should learn, or why children should participate in household chores, because these about they will be able this will teach them responsibility and practical life skills. Then I have supported these two things, or these two arguments with an examples. What are those are about cooking, the cleaning. Then with the example, then I have narrated how they will assist in contribution to the family unit. And you can also note how I have used the synonyms, like assist means help, the culinary skills mean related to the cooking, and such other words like engaging in course. And then there are other words like argue. You can also use debate, the proponents. So cumulatively this is an ideal paragraph, and you should follow such formats. Okay, now let's move on how I have written the third paragraph of this IELTS writing task 2, which is ultimately the second paragraph of the body, and that is in contradiction with this paragraph, which suggests that they should do studies. Let's see how I have written that. But before that, you just compare the first paragraph of the the first paragraph of the body of my written IELTS writing task 2 of band 9, and this is the first paragraph of the body of the candidate who has got band 6. You can see the major difference. You can read this paragraph and you can read this paragraph. So here is the huge comparison. You see how perfectly I have written this, and how erroneous this is written by the candidate. That is why he has been assigned band 6. You see, what are the key differences and what are the key errors that this candidate has done, you can clearly notice here from this paragraph to this paragraph. You see, you can clearly notice here. Okay, now let's move on to the second paragraph of the body that I have written. So this paragraph is in contradiction with the above paragraph. So this paragraph is about a student should focus on the studies. So let's read ahead. On the other hand means this shows that this paragraph is in contradiction with the previous paragraph. Opponents. So already we used the word, earlier we used the word proponent. Now opponents means who do not support the earlier notion. Opponents of this view believe that children should concentrate on their studies. As academic success is crucial, means most important for their future prospects. They argue that, now see, this is the word they, not the, there was a typo error. They argue that the modern educational system is demanding and children need to dedicate significant time to their studies in order to excel. Excel means to progress. Moreover, now see how I have used this connector. You can also use furthermore or besides. So, moreover, academic achievement opens doors to higher education and lucrative career opportunities. Lucrative means profitable. Therefore, household chores might distract children from their educational goals, potentially jeopardizing means making something dangerous for somebody. So potentially jeopardizing their academic performance. Now it totally depends on you whether you can add this statement or not. I have used this statement because I wanted to make variations among the structures of the paragraphs, because it hints examiner that candidate is well versed about the grammatical range and accuracy, and examiner then understands that this candidate is very much able to play with English language. So that's why I have done so in this paragraph. I have, by writing this statement in this paragraph, I have justified that this the education is very much necessary, and the household chorus is also very much necessary, but education is more necessary than household chorus. This statement from therefore it clearly says that. Let's read it again. Therefore, household chorus might distract children from their educational goals, potentially jeopardizing their academic performance. That is why students should focus more on the studies. Now you can see what I have written here. In my view, while household tasks can instill a sense of responsibility, education should remain the primary focus. The same, this statement justifies my stance in other words. Now, I will also justify my stance in conclusion with respect to the format of the essay, but this is how the the IELTS writing task 2 and various paragraphs are written. Now here you can see I have not mentioned or narrated an example. So it is not necessary that you have to write example in every paragraph. Earlier I write here an example. I have not written an example here. Why? Because without writing the word for example or for instance, I have mentioned clearly and I have mentioned several examples implicitly that how much important the education or studies is necessary for the students, like they for their higher education, for the career opportunities, and then because today our modern education system is very much demanding. See how vast the range of vocabulary I have used, words like lucrative, then higher education, then jeopardizing. These words impress examiner a lot. Okay, so here is the comparison between the paragraph second of the body of the essay. which was a contradictory paragraph, and that was supporting the children should do studies. This is the paragraph that I just read it aloud for you guys, of band 9 written by me, and this is of band 6 which I earlier assessed, and I also read this for you guys. Now you can compare these both. Now these all are before you, these both are before you. You can compare the same paragraph of band 9 and the same paragraph of band 6. Same means these both the paragraph are of the same writing task which we have been discussing. So you can yourself see the difference. What is the key difference? The range of vocabulary, the grammar accuracy, the coherence and cohesion, and the task achievement. You can see on all these four parameters, this paragraph is a perfect one, and these paragraph has all the loopholes. That's why examiner is assigned this candidate band 6. Okay, so now we move on to the last paragraph of this IELTS writing task 2, which is conclusion. Let's see how I have written the conclusion of my IELTS writing task 2. Let's move ahead. Now let's see the conclusion of my IELTS writing task, which is of band 9. Let's see how I have written this. Let's read it aloud. Why conclusion is very much necessary to be written in a particular format and in a good manner, because this is the last paragraph. By checking, after checking this, the examiner assigns you the band, so it should be written in such a manner that it leaves an impression on the examiner, and it should be in alignment with what you have written ahead. As in the introduction, I have written, in my opinion, while household tasks can instill a sense of responsibility, education should remain the primary focus. Now, I do have to follow this in stance, means my point of view in the conclusion as well. That is why examiners in most of the cases assign the candidates low bands, because the candidates fail to respond to the task achievement, which means that the candidate should continuously follow the same stance that he followed in the introduction. So the same stance should be followed till the conclusion. Okay, so let's read how I have written my conclusion. In conclusion, this connector is very much necessary. In conclusion, while I acknowledge that household chores can teach children important life skills, I believe that their primary focus should be on education. Academic excellence is the key to a successful future, and children should be encouraged to prioritize. Now, see, here is a typo error. Should be prioritized. D is wrong here. D is wrong here. So infinitive would be used here. Only prioritize, not prioritize. D is wrong here. Only infinitive can be used here. So children should be encouraged to prioritize their studies, with household responsibilities taking a secondary role. So our academic focus should be the primary focus, and the household responsibilities should be secondary role. See how I have taken my conclusion with respect to my introduction, and I have also concluded in a such a way that it is the mirror of whole the essay, the whole the body, the introduction. That is why conclusion is very much necessary. Now let's compare the conclusion, how that candidate of band 6 had written and how I have written. So let's compare it. Now here is the conclusion of the candidate who has achieved band 6. Here is the conclusion which I have written of band 9. Now here are these both. You can compare them. What are the major differences? See how basic and how something there is a factor of informality in it. It is not a formal, and there is also missing the lexical resource. So see how I have written it. It has properly the wide range of vocabulary. More importantly, you can see I have used the complex sentences. See how I have used from academic to the up till here. How I have used the complex coupled with a compound sentence. So these are the things that are judged by the examiner. Okay, so this was a task of band say in band 9 that I have written, and this is the same task of band 6 which was written by a candidate. So now the clear differences are beside you guys. Examiners check your IELTS writing task based on these four elements. I have made a separate videos on these elements as well. Do you can watch this video on my YouTube channel as well. This has been discussed in detail. In today's video, I hope I have clearly narrated the differences between the NIL Writing Task 2 of Band 9 and Band 6. I hope you have learned a lot from this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's a humble request to do subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I may bring such more informative videos for you guys. So here are both the tasks. Here, this is the task IELTS writing task 2 of band 9, and this is the IELTS writing task 2 of band 6. Now these both tasks are before you guys. You can read them, compare them, and I hope you guys have learned a lot from this video. I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching this video.